Good evening and welcome back to PreciseAlgorithmTrading.com. It is Thursday, April 18th, 2024, and we're starting to see some turnaround here, I believe. So, we'll start here with the automated trading systems like we always do and dive right in. So, this is the Dow Futures, and this has been doing this back and forth thing for a little bit, but you can see today we only had two trades and they were both winners, so that's good. The Russell uh, had one trade and it was a loser. But the big story is the Nasdaq. Well, it's really both. It's the diamonds, or the I'm sorry, the Dow and the Nasdaq. And this one had a nice run today, so it's a lot of taken back from some of that stuff that's just been negative lately. So that, I mean, it's got a long way to go, but that's a good start. This one's got a ways to go, but that's also a good start. So, I'll take it. And we did a deep dive last night into a lot of stuff, so I'm going to make this quick tonight when we look at the overall markets. The S&P 500 here, in fact, I'm going to flip over to the regular S&P. It's the same thing, it's just this is cleaner. Uh, Still bearish, still red. I did change up. I'm experimenting with something. It's not that much different than what we're already working with. I'll do some math over the weekend, and I think it's going to have a little bit more of an edge than the one in the thing we're working with. But I'm trying to figure out what to put together. Hint: it's this dashed blue line that I've got in there right now. And if you notice, it's pretty much in conjunction with the parabolic SAR dots, but it might give us a little bit faster advantage, which fast in the market is a good thing. But as of right now, I just have the color candles doing stuff based on that line just to start looking at it. These are all different indicators that I've worked with for years, and we're constantly like moving them around to see what gives the best advantage. At the end of the day, I know the 30 period moving average, when it's bullish and you get these pullbacks and these buy signals, that they work. The job of a trader is to kill trades when they're not working and to hold on the trades that are working. So one way to say that is cut your losers short and let your winners run. Well, if you notice here, on any one of these systems, let's just use the S&P. I mean, if you get out because these purple dots flip, then you're cutting your losses short, or you're losing trades, and you can always get back in again for the runners. Well, if this blue line pans out better than that, it's just a better edge. So, all right. So the S&P went up. I'm sorry, minus 11 points today. It is so ripe for a bounce. You can see it down here on the stochastics. That I was expecting it today. Tomorrow is Friday. We might not get it until Monday. We could get more selling into the weekend and get that capitulation on Monday, going in toward the end of the week. But yeah, we're close. The industrials went up 22 points today, which really isn't meaning much down here. I still think we need something in capitulation, which would mean some heavy selling that's heavily bought back. Now, this thing is getting far enough away that a corrective move, I mean, it could be a one and done. I'm not calling that because the bullish percent index of the NYA flipped, and I'm expecting to have a few weeks at least of um, corrective action, which is hard to trade, by the way. But I'm also eventually, I drew this last night, and I guess I'll do it again. I'm expecting price to come up to here or here, maybe even here, before it rolls back over again. And so the distance between here and here is a tradable move the way I trade. And the best way to do that is over here. We have yellow dots. We have resistance levels up here. And if I could make that trade through here, I believe that gets you up to this level from there. So now that is all counter trend, so it's not for the weak of heart. Alright, that's the Dow. The Russell has pulled back even harder. It's got magenta dots on the hourly chart, but again, looks prime for a rip back higher again. The NASDAQ also lower, 81 points, 0.5%. Yeah, all this is set up the same way. And oil is looking pretty bearish at this point. Gold still hanging on up there. Bitcoin bounced a little bit today. Not really anything to write home about. Alright, and yeah, let's look at silver since we're here. Yeah, it's been the same way as gold. The VIX was out of the Bollinger Bands, now it's back in. It's been in for 2 days. I'm still fully expecting a pullback here. Down back into the 15 or 14.5 territory, or even 14 at some point here, which is a big move and would prop up the markets. Alright, we'll look at the bullish percent indexes and get out of here. The industrials up 6.67%. The NYA down 1.67%, tacked on a new O today. The transports didn't move. The NASDAQ minus 2.13%. The S&P 500 tacked on a new O and went down 3.13%. The S&P 100 tacked on a new O and went down 1.85%. And the NASDAQ 100 tacked on 2 new O's. We're down here at this level I called out last night, down 12.12%. So what this is telling me right now is that we still have more of a chance on the S&P 500 or any of the main indexes. As soon as the computer catches up, to get that capitulative or lower move into, I mean, we could get a higher move like we have been like some buying that comes in the morning and then some sell off. But we've still got some, unless we see that those numbers start to flip around during like the day and they stick and they hold, then we're still in for some weakness. And the way to know that is going to be to watch these. And if they take out these dots, or they start to flip around, the red starts to turn, as far as the 30 period moving average, starts to turn green, and some of these indicators down here start to turn green, then we're going to get that reversal that we're looking for. And again, I think it's going to be short-lived. It's going to only come up into this neighborhood here, and then I'm going to be looking for opportunities to sell. And that is, so we were at a point where it was by the dip, when it was dipping and dipping and dipping and dipping, you could buy those and make gains. Now we are sell the rip. So we haven't had much rips. We had a little bit back here to be able to position yourself into a wave down. Now we need to rip back higher again for maybe another wave down. And usually we can expect, maybe 3 or 4 of those waves down. And we really don't want to get short when we're down like this, because we'll get our face ripped off. So that's what we got, and we got a weekend coming, so it's anybody's guess, but there is some healing that sure looks like it's happening. I just think there's some more immediate, there's still selling that is going on. So that's what I got. Hope everybody is doing okay through this, and we'll catch you again for our weekend review. Take care.